Don't be with me. I like to use incense, especially when getting ready to go live, do a lesson, praying to YAHAWASHI. To have an incense in the background. I get some of these bendijitos, they hold spirits and evil spirits to get the fuck away from me. All right. All right, so shalom, shalom to the elect of Yasha and to the other men, women, and children of our nation, who YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI have mercy upon them. Shalom to all of you. All right. Shema Yasha Yahawah NAWA, Yahawah BARAK Yahawah, BARAK YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QaDash Halalyam NAWA, NAWA, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QaDash. All right. In the Hebrew tongue, I say, "Hear, O Israel, Yahawah, our God, Yahawah is one. Bless you, Yahawah, bless you, Yahawashi. In the name, the Holy Spirit, all phrases to our Father, our God, Yahawah. In the name, Yahawashi. In the name of the Holy Spirit." I also want to give double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone, and much due respect to the sincere Akim who are labor and work. Shalom to you believers, to the Akim Aqua, which will be brothers and few amount of sincere sisters who do subscribe to this truth. All right. Yahawah, BaHashem, Yahawashi, HAYA, QaDash. Give it thanks to our power for the Holy Spirit. Our process of the lesson is edifying. I'm playing upon the table, straight to the point. All right. So you see the title of the lesson. All right. It says SNAP benefits about to get cut soon. I forgot if I forgot to put a T instead of I put a G instead of a T. But yeah, we're in those times where these women that are at ease, complacent, all right, about to get stripped from everything, all right. Their rulership alongside with Esau, even so-called white man, has come to an end. Hey, call all YAHAWASHI But I have a picture up here, but I'm gonna read it from my phone. Um, bear with me. Um, all right, so when you look up this particular topic on Google, right, the snap cuts begin in March for emergency automent recipients. All right, Illinois Human Services seek to educate SNAP household, blah, blah. When it says AL.com, 400,000 Alabama households will see food stamps cut by some $170 starting next month, or starting February. And it shows that this was, I guess it was published one day ago. Okay, very, very recent. Okay, then for the Buffalo one, ABC 7, it says SNAP is the first line of defense against hunger. SNAP benefit cuts will begin in March. Baratazah does. All right. Because you have a lot of our women, starting with the so-called black women, they rely on such government assistance, food stamps, EBT, child support, financial assistance in general, but especially when it's financial. Okay. And then for Yahoo Finance, it says, should SNAP emergency money stay permanent? How food insecurity may worsen has funds cut back. Yeah, the more this society economy begins to fail even more. Right, pretty much the closer we get to the society literally crashing, especially financially, expect to see more government assistance be taken away from people, especially women. Okay, and they're gonna feel it the worst. They're gonna feel it more. Okay, because they're the one that's complacent. They're at ease. Okay, so I'm gonna get the scriptures. All right. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna start with the book of Isaiah. All right, bear with me. All right. All right, so the book of Isaiah, chapter 32. All right. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32. I want to get that right quick. All right, so the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verses 9 through 12 in the King James Version, all right? And it reads, you women, oh, Slack, I was about to read the Good News Translation, my bad. The KJV. So the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verses 9 through 12, KJV. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, that are complacent, right? It's so comfortable. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Women, you women will be able to hear YAHAWASHI's voice. You will be able to give ear unto his speech by listening to the men that he has set up, that have received the testimony of YAHWASHI Mashiach, the spirit of prophecy. Amos 3 and 7, how that the Lord doth, he doeth nothing, he doeth nothing but revealeth his secrets unto the servants of prophets. Just paraphrasing. All right. These men are his mouthpieces, the teachers, the prophets. That's how you be able to give ear unto his speech. You better hear his voice by listening to the men that he set up with the understanding of the scriptures, and to break down the scriptures, to teach you, to guide you. That's prophesying. Okay. Verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, for the vintage shall fail. The gathering shall not come. So for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. For an example, think of like SNAP benefits about to get cut off next month, apparently. AHBA does. Okay. All right. The goodies that Esau, Edom, so-called white man, that old serpent, is able to give you. All right. He's about to take it back from you. Okay. All right. He's about to take away your SNAP benefits, your EBT, whatever kind of financial assistance that you are getting from the government, from this devil. He's about to strip all that from you. Yahawah is about to put the spirit onto these devils to execute a second lockdown. And during that second lockdown, and the gathering shall not come. All right, no more gathering abroad, being able to live the lifestyle that you're able to live right now. Okay, a lifestyle of ease, complacent, careless, being able to get up and go and do whatever you want, whenever you want. All of the jobs, the source of income, the government assistance, taken away. All right. Like how Dave Chappelle said one of his stand-up comedy. Gotcha, bitch. All right. He's about to snap all that shit from you, which really is YAHWASHI. He's just using his damn devil to do that. So really it's going to be Yahawah by YAHWASHI that's going to strip you and take away everything from you and cause the vintage to fail, cause this place to crash, to fail. I'm going to read it again, verse 10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Even 911 is not going to be able to come to you. All right. That's how bad it's about to get out here. Tremble, right? Verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip ye and make ye bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So get ready to catch pure hell, Eve. The so-called black woman, the so-called Latina, the Hispanic woman, the Native American Indian woman, right? Women in general, but especially Hebrew Israelite women, whether you believe it or not, all right? You gonna catch hell because you took side with Satan and his physical counterpart, the so-called white man, all right? You didn't give ear unto his voice, unto his speech, right? YAHAWASHI. Verse 12. They shall lament. Lament also goes into cry, right? They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. So when everything gets taken away from you, women, that keeps you at a state of being at ease, okay? When you're catching hell, all right, you're gonna be lamenting for all of the goodies that you used to have, okay? I'm gonna get that in G&T version right quick. All right, the Good News translation for the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 9 to 12. You women who live an easy life, free from worries, listen to what I am saying. To who? YAHAWASHI. You do that by listening to the men that he set up through the spirit and power. HAQADASH. So fucking listen to them. Okay? All right? YAHAWAH is not going to manifest himself and speak to you directly. No, he set up men who are his pastor, his flock is with men, just paraphrasing, right? So, take heed to these men. Started with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and the like-minded brothers on down that has the testimony of Yahawashi Mashiach, the spirit of prophecy, who have received those secrets from Yahweh Amos 3 and 7. Take heed to those men. You women who live an easy life free from worries, listen to what I am saying. You may be satisfied now, but this time next year, you will be. You may be satisfied now, but this time next year, you will be in despair, because there will be no grapes for you to gather. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 goes into how that in the latter days shall be perilous times, just paraphrasing, perilous times, dangerous times, hard to bear. It's going to be a dangerous time that's going to be hard to bear, too hard to bear for 2/3 of our nation. Started with the women. Okay? All right? You're going to be in despair. Okay? Verse 10 again. You may be satisfied now, but this time next year you will be in despair, because there will be no grapes for you to gather. You're going to be in despair because there ain't going to be no more 9/11 to call for help. Ain't going to be no more being able to rely on the enemy for help. You saw even so-called white man, the government. No more government assistance. No more assistance from the enemy. Okay? No more being able to chase the American dream, right? A bitter dream of vain glory. Okay? All of that shit's about to get taken away from you, okay? Let's see who's Shalom, my brother, Shalom, my brother Yawana. YAHAWASHI. Shalom. Since you're still here, if you're still here, I'll route to that, but this is what I'm going into right now. I'm gonna upload the picture. Like the SNAP benefits. Oh, Salaki, hold. Let me remove the camera right quick. I'm going into how apparently starting next month, starting March, you saw even so-called white man thinking about, well, according to the article, starting next month, the government wants to start removing the SNAP benefits. SNAP benefits goes into, I forgot what it goes into. Let me look that up real quick. SNAP benefits. Yeah, it says starting. It says starting in March 2023, which is this year, the year of the hopeful year of a prophecy comes to pass, right? It says starting in March 2023, SNAP recipients will see a decrease in the amount of their household SNAP benefits. All right. All right. So yeah, that government assistance, that EBT, is about to get stripped away from a lot of women. You women that are at ease. Ooh, the water. I'm gonna get that right here. The book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 17. But woe to them that are with child, and to them that get sucked in those days. All right, if you women, men too, but especially you women, you single independent women, right? You don't need a man, right? Balkasha, Yawana, may you get that in the Good News translation, Balkasha. Either the Good News translation for this one, Mark 13 and 17, or the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 19, also goes into the same thing. Well turned out with child. But the Good News translation is really good. It's very, very blunt, I'm going to say. I wish if you can get that, the Good News translation, the GNT. All right. So yeah, this is what I'm going into right now for those who are just tuning in. SNAP benefits about to get taken away from whoever receives it. All right. So I got that. Let me get second edges right quick. Bear with me. Okay, second Esdras, chapter 9, verses 9 through 12. I'm gonna get the Good News translation, the KJV first, and then I will read it in the CEB, the Common English Bible. Okay. All right, so second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 9 through 12, KJV. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Now, mind you, we just read not too long ago in the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verses 9 through 12. Rise up, you women at ease, you careless women. All right. All right. So because these women are careless, they don't want to take heed to this wise counsel, to this doctrine. Right. Paul is going to what? He's going. It goes into strip you and make you bare her sackcloth upon thy loins. All right. And since the brother already got it, I want to get that right quick. Remember the brother Yawana brought out Mark 13 and 17, where it says, "But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that get stuck in those days." The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 19, goes into the same thing, but the Good News translation, it breaks it. It says, "How terrible it will be in those days who are pregnant." So, I just noticed that my bear with me. My feed is being fucked up right now. I guess Esau doesn't like that. All right, hold on. Let me know if the audio is good on your end. Balkasha, you put like a thumbs up emoji or something. Okay, but the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 19, GNT, it pretty much breaks it down of the KJV version, the King James version. How terrible it will be in those days. How terrible it will be in those days for women who are pregnant. Won't them thou with child, right? How terrible it will be in those days for women who are pregnant and for mothers with little babies. So if you want to still roll with that mindset of being a strong, independent single mother, just a single mother, a single woman in general that somehow, for some reason, believes that you don't need a man of YAHAWASHI, go ahead and try to enter Jacob's trouble with that type of mindset and see how far that shit gets you, especially that monstrous children that you brought forth. If I'm not mistaken, it mentions that in somewhere in second measures that woman shall bring forth monstrous children. All right, you and that gremlin are gonna be hungry as hell out there. All right, but the other again, all right. Um, yep. Let me get this right quick. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 21, KJV. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. So it's going to get so bad out here, that it's going to be far greater, far worse than all the times that Yahawah Bashim Yahushai had visited the world when he went to execute judgment. I ain't dealing with that. Anywho, all right, so the book Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 9 to 12, KJV. Then shall they be in pitful case which now have abused my ways. Who ways? The ways of righteousness, the ways of Yahweh Shemel Shah. And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Right? The CB for that, it says, then whoever has now abused my ways will be astonished. And whoever rejected them in contempt will linger in agony. Now you're going to be dwelling in torments. Okay? Verse 10, the KJV, for such as in their life have received benefits, SNAP benefits, EBT, child support, VA composition, or pension pay. For those who don't know what that is, you a combat veteran. You got injured at some point in the military. Now you're getting monthly, payments from the VA because you left the military, you discharged from the military, fucked up. Okay, whether it's mentally, physically, or both. Right? Benefits in general, provisions, victuals, right? That's so good to you upon earth. For such as in their life have received benefits, you're able to clock in and work, you got a stable income, you got a job, you're in good health, all right? You're pretty good, you're at ease, right? Receiving all these benefits, right? And have not known me, you have not acknowledged our power, you didn't repent and come back to our power while you receiving all these benefits, right? But you haven't acknowledged, give thanks, repent to Yahweh Shemel Shah. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loaded my law, right, despised, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it. Verse 12, the same must know it after death I came. So since people have to see things to believe it, by the time you see it, you're gonna wish you fucking believed it before you seen it. All right? You're gonna wish you believed that there's gonna be a famine when you realize you're on an empty stomach, an empty wallet, empty stomach. I'm gonna get that whole thing in the CB. Then whoever has now abused my ways will be astonished, and whoever rejected them in contempt will linger in agony, dwelling in torments. Those who didn't acknowledge me, right, Yahweh, when they were alive, even though they received benefits, those who despise my law while they were enjoying freedom while using that house of mirth, right, the house of feasting. Those who despise my law while they were enjoying freedom and didn't come to their senses but continued to scoff. In the latter days in the last days shall be scoffers, right, mockers. It says, Those who despised my law while they were enjoying freedom and didn't come to their senses, but continued to scoff while the opportunity for a changed life was still open to them. These people must acknowledge me in torment after death. So because 2/3 of our people didn't want to get right with our power now, they didn't want to repent, come to our power and get a change of life. It says a change of life, which you repentant. Now you're working towards salvation, right? Well, guess what? Now you're going to have to acknowledge YAHAWASHI if pain. Now our power is going to make you suffer instead of you willingly suffering. Now he's going to make you suffer. And he's going to do that through judgment, famine, dwelling in torments, lingering agony, teeth of wild beasts, strange apparitions, putting the spirit onto you to get the fucking R-fed sea hip so you can melt in that fire and fucking brimstone. All right. Getting caught up somewhere out there in Jacob's trouble, being someone's meal during a famine, because there's going to be another cannibalism going on out here. All right. I'm gonna get one more. Let me get Micah 7:10. If you want to add knowledge that I'm dropping, which is the wisdom and knowledge of YAHAWASHI, post up scriptures, okay, to edify the flock. If you're sincere about this, I don't know who it is, but if you're claiming that you want to add some knowledge, we over here in this ministry, we do that by putting precept upon precept, scriptures from the Bible that's related to the lesson. That's how we feed and edify the flock. Us teaching the prophets of YAHAWASHI. All right, whoever this individual is. All right, I'm gonna get that Micah 7:10 real quick. I'm gonna close out. Want to get straight to the point. That SNAP benefits about to get cut next month. Apparently, he about to get hit. I no more puede comer crab legs. No shrimp, lobsters. I can't pay my Section 8.
Shit. About to get bad.
All right, so the book of Micah, chapter 2. Not Micah, it's 7 and 10. 7 and 10, my bad. I said I'm bringing over 2. Yeah. All right, so the book of Micah, chapter 7. Right, is this verse 7? Yeah, verse 7, verse 10. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it. Women in general, but especially the Hebrew Israelite women, the so-called black women, the damn Latina, the Puerto Rican women, Dominican women, Hispanic, Latino women, Native American Indian women, and the Israelite foreigner women. All right, you may look like the other nations, but your spirit, you're a Hebrew Israelite. All right, you speckled bird. All right, that refuse to believe and tremble when you hear this warning. You refuse to take heed to this counsel, you scoff and mock, you're going to see that you are an enemy unto the true power, YAHAWASHI, and also onto an enemy unto the Hebrew Israelite men. Your head is going to look at you as an enemy. And a lot of these elect men are not going to want to deal with you. Okay? Then she that is my enemy shall see it. A lot of you Hebrew Israelite women about to see that you are an enemy onto the Hebrew Israelite men, especially the elect men. And shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord YAHAWASHI thy God? My eyes, right, the eyes of YAHAWASHI shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. There's many videos going around of Eve being stomped, A-Town stomped in the damn train station. Remember? She was being stomped the fuck out, and that simp ass nigga that went to go try to help her, that Jake, pretty much threw up his guard against the individual that tried to intervene with YAHAWASHI, work being done. All right. A lot of you women about to get A-Town stopped out here physically. All right. You about to be brought down to a very low estate from your current status, your rulership with Esau Edom all the way down. All right. spiritually, physically. All right. All right. So RAWCHAA the lesson was edifying. That's all I want to bring out. Let's see what the brother got up here real quick. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna get this last one. The one that the brother YAHAWAH brought out for the book of Ezekiel chapter 9. We usually start around verse 4 all the way down because it goes into how that our power, YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI, is going to put that tawah, the mark of being exempt from judgment. All right. The men and the believers of YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI started with the men that were assigned to crime for all the abomination, the wickedness that be done in the midst, thereof, whatever the elect are scattered at, especially here in America. Put that the wab sign, the sign of exemption, of judgment upon their foreheads, the spiritual mark, and and then the angels are going to pass over them and utterly slay, everyone and anyone that's not of that the wab. All right, but Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 6. Okay, it says, "Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women." You notice how it says, "Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women." So I mentioned women twice. A maid is like a younger woman, like a younger, pretty woman, and then women in general. Like the aged woman, the older women, just women in general. Unless you know that women are not excluded from judgment from Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, they can get it too. Let's see. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, that's the wow, being exempt from judgment from Yahweh Shemel Shai. And begin at my sanctuary. The angels are going to start with the Hebrew Israelites that know that he or she is a Hebrew Israelite, but yet you still have not throw away the old man, the old woman. All right, you just a nigga with fringes, a bitch with fringes. I'm just keep it like that, man. A nigga like, all right. You was never fully converted onto a Hebrew Israelite. All right. So started with the Israelites in his ministry, right? He or she that's still wicked as hell. You do not repent to Yahweh Shemel Shai. That mass judgment is going to start within this house, this council, and then it's going to trickle all the way down to the remaining of the 2/3, the Hebrew Israelites that know that he, she is a Hebrew Israelite are also part of the 2/3 that's going to perish. It says, "Then they began at the ancient men which were before them, that were before the house." Precept for that is I think it's in 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 17. I think running somewhere when it says that judgment must begin at the house of God, Yahweh Shemel Shai, this wise counsel. Started when the Hebrew Israelites that know that he or she is a Hebrew Israelite, but yet it's still wicked as hell. All right, and that's going to be done in many ways. A power stripping things away from you, the goodies. Because our power, just speaking as a man, I'm not saying this how he works, what he really does, but he's gonna make you suffer first. He gonna start taking shit from you, make you start having you make certain life change decisions while you're suffering and you're angry and you're just catching hell upon hell upon hell upon hell, everything gets stripped away from you, and then boom, then you about to get that judgment. You're fucking done. All right, you about to take off with takeoff to heaven. All right. Well, I brought this out to us was edifying. I just want to bring that out. Currently next month, Esau Edom supposed to take away SNAP benefits from whoever is receiving it. Expect to see a lot more of that to happen because we're in the time where we're getting ready to transition from the dollar to the CBDC, the central banking digital currency, which leads to the RFID chip, right? Which is the MOTB, all right? It's not sin, because if it was sin, then which fucking sin do I need to commit that I have the MOTB now? What sin Do I have to commit to get my daily bread?
Yeah.
Right? But anywho, right? Anywho, I'm gonna close out. All right, by giving much due all phrases, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone, and much due respect to the sincere Akim who are labor works. And shalom to you believers, to the Akim Wa'akwat, which of you brothers and few of my sincere sisters who do subscribe to this truth. All right, DTA, Abba Basum, Kwam Yasharala, the wildest of the brother for the precepts. YAHAWASHI BARAK. All right. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, SHAMAYAM, YAHAINASHAM, YAHABADIYAM, YAHARAGYAM, YAHASHAPAYAM, AHTHAH, YAHAWAHYAM, NAWA, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, TAWADA, I know. I was about to lead the studio before ending it. Jackass.